Good, good. Right? Yeah, that sounds good. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the premiere of the IFCKC's Film Lab project, No Small Parts. Yay! I'm Trevor Martin, and I am one of the hosts tonight. And don't get too comfortable back there, because I'm going to introduce you first, sir. So one of the things that helped make this possible, right, is sponsorships. And so I did first want to introduce Brian Mossman. I think with full confidence I can tell you he is a friend of the IFC. He has been, and his team have been tremendous to work with, obviously, in a lot of the film contests, letting us use a theater on a Friday and Saturday night. But in addition to that, of course, being the co-owner of this theater, he's also driving the connection between the IFC and KIF, which is a sponsor for this film lab. So, Brian, I'd love to come on and thank you again, and everybody please give a big round of applause for Brian Mossman. Shout out to him.
The IFC pays you the big bucks, right?
Yeah.
I've been doing this for 42 years, and I'm very passionate about independent films, and especially local filmmakers. So keep us in mind if you've got something around the corner, either if you want to, I've had people curate shows, features or whatnot. I just want to make sure that I have plenty of time to introduce short films to my regular customers. We did that with this, but yeah, just enjoy it. Help us spread the word through social media. That'd be great, but just keep us in mind. Thanks, Trevor. Thank you.
So what is this? What's the Independent Filmmakers Coalition? Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to tell you a little bit about the Independent Filmmakers Coalition. To tell you about the IFC and our mission, I would like to introduce the president of the IFC, and I think it's fair to say also a very significant figure in the Kansas City film community. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Jamie Morrow.
Thank you. And if you did not know, Trevor was our former president, and
It's still here. Okay.
yes, and really was a proponent of making sure that the film lab was even able to happen. This was something that he campaigned on, that he wanted to do the film lab, and we are here because of his passion and dedication to make this happen. So please give a big round of applause to Trevor Martin. And I would love for anyone who is currently sitting on the board or was on our board in 2023, if you could please stand up. Thank you all so much. So the Independent Filmmakers Coalition is 31 years old. We have been around for 31 years thanks to volunteers on our board. We could not be here without them. This would not be able to happen without their support and dedication and passion for this community. So volunteers are what makes this happen. Thank you so much for your time, so much for your dedication. The Independent Filmmakers Coalition is here to help you make, meet, and mentor along this filmmaking journey. We cannot do this alone. It's very hard to make a film by yourself. It is a team effort, and we are so proud to be here after 31 years. I just want to talk a little bit about what we do as the Independent Filmmakers Coalition. I thought maybe it would be just perfect serendipitous timing that it would say on the screen at the same time as I was talking about it. But if you do not know who we are, we host monthly meetings every third Wednesday of the month, thanks to the Bird Comedy Theater. They have been our house for over a year and make what we do, again, possible. They allow us to have that space to thrive in and to grow this community. So our next meeting is March 20th at 7 o'clock, and we will be discussing, or debating or fighting about, storyboard and shot list. what is good, what do we love, what do we hate, and having that discussion. Our first competition of this year is the trailer competition and the poster competition for movies that don't exist, for movies that do exist, and for movies that you would like to exist. So anything is on the table. This is your opportunity to do your proof of concept. This is your opportunity to make a trailer for the movie that you shot that you probably never want anybody to see. So take that opportunity. The deadline for this is April 16th. We are figuring out when that will be screened, but April 16th, so start making that happen. Our upcoming programming. We are starting Saturday seminars again this year. Saturday seminars are now free to IFC members as well as the Women in Film and Media of Kansas City members too. So we offer membership at $50 a year. So you get into these programmings that would normally be $20 or more for absolutely free. So if you go to free, it all pays for itself. And so our very first one of this year, we are so happy to have Guy helping us out, who was the color grader on our film, No Small Parts. So he will be doing color grading at our Saturday seminar. If you like the film and how it looks, you should go take it. So you can do those things for your films as well. In April, our monthly meeting is art direction, props, and production design. May is going to be our actor showcase, which is an opportunity for actors to come and have the opportunity to show the industry your work. If you've been in acting classes, you've been doing the work, but nobody has seen it, this is your time to shine. You can come and we have had success in the past of people getting cast in feature films that are locally made, and we would love for you to show us what you got. And then in June, we have our 26th annual one-night stand film competition. This is a 10-hour film competition that you get your subject at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then at 8 p.m. you are able to watch your film on the big screen. So without further ado, I will hand this back to Trevor Martin. Thank you so much for your time.
Don't worry, just about an hour more of announcement, guys. Okay, real quick, there could be some people here that actually don't know what the Film Lab is. And as exciting as it would be for me to explain that to you, we're going to invite our membership coordinator, Mr. Justin Nosler from the IFC KC Film Lab Committee. I'm going to tell you.
Hi, thank you. Just got really sweaty all of a sudden. I'm Justin. So the IFC's Film Lab is essentially a mentorship program where people can get real hands-on experience and learn from industry professionals on an actual film set. We had director mentees, producer mentees, editing mentees, and a lot more. So it was just a really cool experience to allow people of all different levels. Maybe they've never been in a film set, maybe they've excelled in another position and wanted to learn a new one. But my insight is that it went really well. So I guess we'll find out.
Don't worry, just a couple of other things. Real quick, one thing on the Film Lab that we took a little bit different approach, and that was, and I think back to a specific moment in situation is, you know, we kind of had some stuff happen where, you know, kind of on day one, all of a sudden, you know, I had moved into the role of being president, and Jamie had moved into the role of being vice president, and immediately I think we kind of moved into just being. Okay, you were kind of acting as vice president.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Again, remember the whole, I didn't look to remember that whole thing. We're not slightly mocking. Is this how tonight's going to go, Jamie? Okay. So anyway, we did go on. Is it fair to say we went on a little bit of a listening tour? And one of the things was, right, I think there was a ton of great things, but people had talked about, you know, hey, the film community, you know, some people felt it was cliquish, or if the IFC was cliquish, and those type of things. And we really did try our best to open every position up in an open application. There was obviously an option that would have been much easier to, you know, outsource it to a group and have them run the film lab. But it was something that we were really passionate about, right, wrong, or indifferent, to say, hey, if you want to be a director, if you wanted to be the cinematographer, if you want to be the editor on down the line for lighting and all of those things, that we had that as a very open application process. And we certainly try to do that as well with the mentees. And it was something that we were really passionate about. And I think just in overall, you know, and hopefully being reflective of the mission of the IFC, to be very open, to be a community, to be very inclusive. So, you know, hopefully this is a reflection of that, and that people can certainly, you know, appreciate that process. The other thing, real quick, I wanted to go through is a couple of thank yous. Because actually, we wouldn't be standing here tonight if it wasn't for Tim Harvey. So Tim, would you stand up real quick? This is the second film lab. It's just been a long time since we've done the first one. Trevor said you're going to do it in 2018. Stop, get off the guy. So there was some time that went between, but we actually, this was really originated by Tem, and this whole idea of this mentorship program dates back to, let's say, like 2015. When was the first one? Let's say 2015, so it doesn't sound like it took so long. 2016, even better. So, so again, thank you to Tem. Now this will be the second film lab that we've done, and certainly I think it's the start of some pretty great things. Other thank yous real quick, I wanted to make sure to also, of course, again, thank KIF. I wanted to thank our sponsors. So, of course, KIF was a sponsor, as well as the KC Film Office, as well as Women in Film and Media, as well as Lights On KC, as well as a few other people that you will see in the credits. So please give them all a round of applause. And please support them. And then finally, I believe just two other things here real quick. We'll start by 9, I promise. Real quick, I did want to recognize, and by the way, if I miss anybody, I promise you I have the best intentions, and I apologize, and you can talk to me afterwards. But can our writers, Brian Colley and Tara Varney, stand up? We read a lot of scripts, and we had a team that did that. So thank you also to the team that read all of those scripts and did all of that too. Thank you for sharing your work with us. Thank you for sharing your passion with us. I hope you see this and feel very proud of seeing your work on the big screen. Also, do we have our mentors and other crew members stand up real quick? If you worked on those small parts, afterwards, we are going to have a Q&A, and I think the cat's out of the bag. Awesome moderator is doing it, but I have an introduction for later because I got to talk some more, guys. But we are going to have we will have a Q&A with the mentors afterwards. Then also, if you were one of the mentees, still, please stand up. All of the mentees. We will be having a Q&A with the mentees after that as well. A brief Q&A with the mentees, so think about something really witty to say, go buy some Mentos to be funny, whatever. And then finally, do we have our actors here? I know we do. How about our stars? Please stand and be recognized. Last but not least, is there anything else you want me to say?
I forgot.
You want to do it now?
I'll do it
Is it shut up, Trevor?
No.
We're going to do it.
now. Our mentors and mentees know this, but for everybody else, you are all invited to our after party at the Ward Parkway lanes. We have reserved 4 lanes. We could probably get some more if you want to come. Please come see me so I can make sure that we have all the lanes for all the peoples. And we would love to have you there. Come celebrate with us and celebrate your accomplishments.
Well, okay, real quick. Prior to our feature presentation, we are going to have some films, and there may be like a small, there'll maybe be a small lull. Everybody said, Trevor, you don't have to make your little vignettes. We're done with you. You're talking the whole night, so no vignettes. Boo! Okay, so we do have the Fall of the Ibis King is going to show, and that has music by Minty Samantha Sack. We have Trust Me, which is actually starring Minty Travis Hampton. We have Spring Landscape, which is just a film by Drew G. Smith, meaning he shot it, he did it, he is it. So Spring Landscape, right there. And then There Can Only Be One is written and directed by Minty Jordan Taylor. And then In My Head is written, directed, edited, and animated by Minty Jordan Nosler. So we will see those preceding our feature presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, I've taken all of the Ladies and gentlemen, I've taken all of the oxygen as well. Let's enjoy the film.
We have membership. We are literally here because of our members. So while all of our events every month are free and open to the public, our members make it possible that we can do what we do throughout the year, that we survive 31 years and more because of the membership that you all are supporting. And it doesn't just benefit us as an organization, it benefits you. So if you join at the $50 level, you can get Masterclass, which is $100 for free. You get that for the entire remainder of 2024. You get special discounts to events, to our film screenings, to local industry people, local industry events, local industry film competitions. Yay! So you also get free entry if you are at the $100 level, which we love you, to all of our events. And for 2024, if you are an Independent Filmmaker Coalition member or a Women in Film and Media member, you get entry into our Saturday seminars, which we are having 6 for free. So instead of paying a $20 entry fee to get in to see these speakers, you are paying nothing. It is free and available to our members.
What inspired the creation of this film?
This film was produced by the IFC KC Film Lab, so they actually took submissions for scripts from local screenwriters.
Yeah, so when we applied to be the directors, there were 3 scripts that we were able to look over and choose from.
3 finalists the IFC would pick.
And in our interview, we had to pitch which one of those 3 films that we were interested in directing, and we picked No Small Parts because we thought it had some really fun play that could happen within it.
Brian and Tara wrote a really fun script.
Yeah.
Most drawn to.
Yeah. We also thought it was a really good script to help mentor while making. We thought it lended itself to that pretty well.
Yeah.
So,
What were some challenges you faced during the making of this film?
I mean, it's a fun process because we made it with 25 people in tow-ish.
Kind of, yeah. We had to pick locations, planning on making sure there would be like the space for all the mentors to like have their mentees and feel like they could like really work in a teaching kind of environment. Yeah. finding big locations, willing to let us bring in a lot of people was probably one of the biggest
Yeah,
challenges.
because we found certain locations that were like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
They're like, how
and
many
then we were like,
people?
it's this many people. And
You're
they're
like-
like, no. So I think locations kind of was one of the hardest things, only because of number of people.
Can you tell us any particular moment of filming that stood out from others?
I don't know that it necessarily was in filming. I think the kind of like breakthrough for the character of like casting director though what happened in callbacks when Nicole kind of like first went for it and kind of, I don't want to like ruin it, but like did that moment in the climax because she did that for the first time ever in callbacks. I was like, oh, that's really fun. That's how we're gonna. That's how it
So
works.
finding the characters and callbacks.
Yeah, it was a big moment for me.
What advice do you have for any aspiring filmmakers?
Oh, just go
So
out
much.
and make mad films, and eventually you'll figure out how to make good ones. We've made a lot of bad films, and I think that's getting us closer and closer to making really good ones.
Yeah, make bad films is definitely step one. So like make a film, and then once you've made it, really analyze like what you think could have been better and like how it's different from the film that was in your head when you set out to make the film compared to the film that was actually made, and what could you do better next time to make it closer to the film in your head and the film that you get to see.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. No Smart Sparks tonight, guys.
Thank you.
So see how it goes.
We'll see you in this one. All right, there we go. I'm floored. I thought that was amazing. One more time. This is the first time I'm not going to make a joke about me being speak. I think that was amazing. Thank you. Everybody that worked on this, thank you, thank you, thank you. That was, and I had not seen it. I had not seen it, and I'm blown away. And I know we got other things to get to, so I'm going to shut up, but my gosh, that was fantastic. If you didn't like it, leave now! That was amazing. It really was. Exceptional. Real quick, just one more time. Autumn Tribbett, Nicole Hall, Bobby Miller Jr., get up, man. Come on, there we go, Autumn. Nicole, let me see ya. Stand up on the feet, come on. Bobby Miller Jr. Everybody. Guys, this is amazing. This is a little bit different, right, because it is about a mentorship program, so we're going to focus a lot on the mentors and the mentees. And I did want to, I wanted to stop off at a CVS and didn't have a chance because I wanted to write up the intro on the back of a CVS receipt for our moderator, but I'll stick just to this here. She is a creative producer. She's a film critic and arts advocate. As a critic, she contributes to network TV shows like KCTV's My KCTV Live and Hello Iowa in Des Moines. She serves on the KC Film Critics Circle Board and is a member of the Critics' Choice Association, which I believe is the largest association. My DVR is set for 11 a.m. tomorrow to catch her first episode, and you can also catch it at 5:30 tomorrow as she is the executive producer, co-host, and co-creator of the PBS travel show Get Lost. Please welcome, I do have the honor of introducing as both a friend and a fan, Lonita Cook. And then if you could please have our mentors Did we get microphones? We'll have you guys introduce yourselves here. Are they, bring them or you got, okay, great. So I'll give this to you.
Yes. Thank you so much. And I would say thank you, Trevor. You are an awesome friend. We've been friends for a long time. Congratulations, IFCKC. This is an incredible program. No small parts. Give it another round.
Here's the deal about order. I'm my mind.
Keep clapping. Here comes our mentor. And I'm going to let you introduce yourselves. Starting with.
I'm Patrick Coe. I co-directed the thing you saw.
I'm Lauren. I also co-directed the thing you saw.
I'm Sam Toddy, and I production designed the thing you just saw.
I'm Guy Giamma McClung. I edited and colored.
I'm Matt McCann, and I did half the sound.
I didn't do that.
All right. And Trevor, are we bringing the writers up later, or?
Yeah, we can, we'll go with the mentors here real quick.
Okay.
And then, we'll talk to the mentees and then hopefully, see if we want to talk to the,
Okay, all right. Well, I'm going to start with a really broad question. This is the first re-foray back into the program, the mentor program. What made you want to be a mentor? There you go.
Can I speak for the two of us, or I'll speak and you can speak if you want? What do you want to do?
We'll see depending on how well you do. I say things or not.
Sick. So me and Lola have been making films in the Kansas City area for a decade-ish. And I think one of the big reasons we wanted to do this is because when we started out, we felt like it was really hard to find people that would give advice freely and that would actually help you and not pretend to help you and be like, yeah, I'll give you advice and give you kind of broad, vague, weird, superficial stuff. Yeah. So So I wanted to do this because I wanted to give real advice, and I wanted to be the mentor that I didn't have.
You did good.
I mean, and I think that's an important point, wanting to go deeper. And this wasn't just advice, but this was hands-on, correct?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, Patrick called me and said we don't have a production design. I can do that, sure. So that's how I got involved last minute.
I think personally, I just like the teaching aspect. I like that in a number of different aspects of my life, and to be able to combine that with filmmaking and get to work with an entire very professional crew. Just a great opportunity, super fun.
And if you want more teaching from Guy, Saturday seminar in March, he'll teach you how to color.
I just really like this community. I think what Patrick and Lolo are building, and what the entire IFCKC people have been building is, sorry, this thing's, there we go. I think it's a great community, and I just wanted to stay involved. I do a lot of different things, and they needed a sound guy for one of the 2 days, and I was super, super happy to help, and we will continue to help these guys anytime they ask.
You were there 2 of the 3 days.
Was it 2 and 3?
You did 2 of the 3.
Oh my goodness, I can't keep track anymore.
Oh, yeah, you did
You did videos, you did all the stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
So, this isn't just production, this is twofold. So what is the difference between producing a film, right? And this is a film that someone else wrote, and then you're getting the script and then producing it, and then simultaneously being responsible for the tutelage of aspiring filmmakers. Go on.
The easier one.
This one felt hard.
No, what? You did it. Just describe what the process.
I think because for this one we had such a specific project we were doing on a timeline and stuff, like the teaching was easier.
because we kind of just try to incorporate the mentees into our process as much as possible, and just be like, hey, we're gonna show you how we do it. It isn't necessarily the right way to do it, it's just how we do it. Please ask as many questions as you have. So we more just try to create an environment where people could ask questions and observe was kind of how we.
We also, I think, kind of had a weird benefit of this because we are 2 people. And because we co-direct and we ourselves as IXL Productions and Raven Cow, we like co-produce all this content, our process has to be out loud. Like none of our process can be internal because it has to be an agreed upon process between 2 people. And so because of that, every step of the way as they're watching the 2 of us figure out what is our shot list, how are we gonna direct these actors, like how are we gonna get what we need on set. It has to be out loud between each other, and then director and teams got to see that thinking process that happens out loud.
They have to see us disagree.
Yeah, they did.
So from beginning to end, I guess from concept to completion, I know the production part of it took 3 days. How long was the entire process?
This is a Trevor question.
Trevor!
When did we start this thing?
I think we first talked in, would have been August, probably?
That sounds true-ish.
Oh, sorry. Talking about August, no, I think it was around probably, August or so. Getting in through, when was I guess it was finished.
November finished filming?
Yeah.
And then film-wise, 3 p.m. yesterday?
Yeah, film-wise, we'll keep tweaking it until it gets released to the internet, because I can't keep playing it until then.
Yeah, go see it at every festival that screens at, because each time it'll be a slightly improved pilot.
Yeah.
So how did mentoring elongate the process? Because the thing that I'm most interested in, because I believe in the power of mentorship, is how you said our process, and you've done this multiple times. How did it change your process to bring new folks in? And did you learn anything?
Oh yeah, I learned a ton. I think one of the things in changing the process though is that like it kind of showed us the differences between like something that is as big as what we did for No Small Parts, and then some of the like the past month we've been shooting some really indie stuff for a show that happens next week at the Bird Comedy Theater. And like, yeah. So come out to the Golden Birdies next Friday. Saturday. But like, it kind of, the thing that I learned is that sometimes things are easier with that smaller crew. Like, me and Logan running on shooting a thing with 2 people, where like coordinating 25 people to show up is difficult. And like, getting locations.
Yeah, we had scheduling also, we had an actual bank. I was like, yeah, you can film here. How many people? And we were like,
25.
25, and they're like, oh no, you can't film here. Does any other mentor want to?
Yes.
I kind of looked out with my guy, honestly, he was already doing production stuff, so it wasn't so much I have things to teach you as just having like an equal partner and being able to divvy up the job and creation of different things. So like we were saying that we wanted like 1,000 sticky notes or however, and he ended up going up there. We were like, well, let's just split it. And then he designed the posters and everything, and I coordinated props and helped with finding locations and different stuff like that. So it was nice to be able to just meet someone new who's interested in doing the same thing. So he was really good, Nathan. Yeah.
And are you guys all clear on if they did the work themselves or if they just kind of guided the mentees? Because I am not clear. Did you guys do the work and then they shadowed you, or did you let them do the work and you kind of gave them advice along the way?
So on this project, we all did the work. generally speaking, that being said, we definitely got a lot of help from mentees, I'm sure, on
We still
production
made
days.
them work.
Yeah. So you have
They
tons of
still
extra
made
hands
them
on
work.
set, which I think was probably fantastic, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we mostly did everything in a normal way.
So, you guys can hear this mic, right?
Yeah.
So, we're all mostly filmmakers in this room, so you know how it works, but like, the sound that I did on set is mostly just capturing the dialogue. I didn't do the whole sound design, all the music and all that stuff. That's a wonderful job, by the way, on that cut, that's great.
Lolo.
Back and forth, the locations, wonderful. The music was great. Really,
That was
really
Tyler,
amazing.
he's back there.
Yeah, Tyler, great job. So as far as the mentor-mentee thing goes, I haven't been doing this forever, right? So there's always something to learn. In that little mixing bag that you see people carrying around, there's always something to learn. And Erin was here, she was great just to have right there next to you and just asking questions and making sure that they're clarifying, like, what are you doing, what is this process, and why? And it's a good refresher for yourself, because sometimes you get caught just going through the motions, setting up this thing the same way you've always done it, putting it in the same place, blah, blah, blah. And just being able to say everything out loud again kind of reminds you why you're doing it. And then also there's the extra challenge of like, okay, well now I've got these students here with me. I'd like for them to be able to monitor. So how do I set up multiple monitors? And how do I do that? I've never had to do that before because I've always just been a one-man band. So, yeah, I got to learn and they got to learn. I was doing most of the work, but every once in a while they hold the boom or, you know, just teach a little bit of fundamentals about like, this is why you don't want this angle, that kind of stuff.
I think there was absolutely a lot of opportunities for us to learn, like you said as well. I know there were several times just sitting in an editing suite, you know, we all use the same program or going through stuff, but somebody, you know, we had comments in the back, we're like, well, I think this would be a good cut for reason X, Y, Z, and I'm like, that is a good idea, let's do that. Or, you know, learning new things that your software can do. There's so much stuff on, oh, did you know you could do this? I didn't, I've only been using this for 10 years.
Now I'm gonna, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No.
I was gonna say something that was also neat was being able to cross-train with each other. Because like, since most of my stuff was done more or less before filming started, I was on set more to just make sure that like things were kind of set up the way that we wanted them to be. I had some downtime, so I just like went over to that and was like, hey, can I just sit in while you guys are like running over the sound? And I was like, got to learn something about a specialty that I don't have. So that was really cool. So thanks again for that. Yeah.
Now I'm gonna ask you one more question and then open it up for our lovely audience. Thank y'all all. You know what, give yourself a round of applause for showing us. So my last question is a programmatic question. What can we do to make sure that next year the program continues? And then what would you do or recommend be done to build upon it?
Yeah, I think that obviously the way to make sure this program happens again is to help support the IFC. Because the IFC did an amazing job and did an amazing thing in producing this film. Like, they funded this film and they crowdfunded part of that through, like, Kansas International Film Festival, and we had some amazing donors that are here tonight. Look at you, Maya. And the Women in Film Kansas City, if that's said correctly. Yeah, Women in Film Media Kansas City, and a handful of other people that supported, Trevor included, and then like the people that donated spaces, like the Burke Comedy Theater, and Safe Harbor Productions, who's where the office is, like all of those people, so supportive, so helpful.
But besides the big dollar donors, like also just being a member of the IFC so they can continue to do programs like this.
Yeah, I think that that's correct, and Trevor and wherever Jane is would agree that that's the right answer to that. And then talking about like a program thing, I think that this was a really awesome program in the way that they ran it, with having it be a collaboration between, like, we got to work with Devontae as the director of photography for the first time, which was incredible. Yeah, we've known him for many years, but we never
That's
worked with him.
Devontae Brown.
Yeah. And like, who else did I just mention? Megan Comics came out as NAC, which again, she's like, we've known all these people socially, and we finally got to like work together, which was really fun. But I do see there's like the benefit in the way that like the time they did it the first time was done, because it was a bunch of people that all knew how they worked together, and so that wasn't a learning process for the crew, as opposed to like working with someone for the first time is a learning process. And then I also see the benefit in kind of what you said of like doing a version where, and which is the thing that we said to Trevor when he was like, you guys are hired, like cool, so we're watching directors make a movie and helping them. And he was like, no, you're directing the movie and they're gonna watch you. I was like, oh, okay, cool, afterward. So I think there's benefits in all the different ways. It could be done in all the different ways. Yeah. Well, did I say way too much, probably?
Yeah, you covered it.
Perfection. All right, let's go ahead and open it up to questions from the audience. Please raise your hand, and if you can, stand. So nobody got nothing.
They want to
build a
Trevor, I know you want to know something.
That's okay. I feel like if there are no questions, if you are shy.
I got a question.
Okay, we're gonna go here and then we'll go there next, okay?
How long did it take you guys to do everything all together, from production, pre-production, post-production, and everything, to have it all done?
The question is, how long did it take since pre-production to post to get it all done?
Yeah.
Well, we started in August, and like we said, we'll keep doing post till it's last festival.
So post is not done yet.
But so the better answer than what Lola just said is that we started pre-production in August. First shoot day was end of September.
Early October.
Yeah, early October, into September, early October. Last shoot day was in November, and so it's been in post since November, I guess. But like with this, everyone working on it is mostly freelance filmmaker professionals also. So we've had a million other projects that we're all working on in the same time as well, and trying to make money as artists.
I just want to point out real quick also that the writing had to get done before that as well, that they wrote the whole script and all that jazz. Wonderful job, guys.
Yeah.
We're gonna go here.
Hi. Having seen some of your more personal work, this style felt a little bit more, did you feel like because you were instructing, you had to kind of do a little bit more cleaner approach to how you directed this piece, or when you were editing everything else?
So the style comes, I'm sorry, did you want to repeat the question?
Sure. What I heard was it's a little bit cleaner, and so because you were a part of this program, did that affect your style?
The style pretty much comes from when we heard the script read, the read-through at the Bird, we both immediately like left that read-through and were like, okay, so we're cutting back and forth between office and bank, right? And then we decided that if you're doing those cuts back and forth, we want them to be two styles. So we kind of studied like a Wes Anderson-esque style for The Office, and then wanted to go a little bit more like action movie, handheld, Nolan-esque for The Bank, because that's how he imagines it in his head. So he lives in an awkward, uncomfortable Wes Anderson world, but he imagines a cool action movie world. So it's really creating two dichotomies of style.
So this is the actor's POV.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's where the style was dictated by scripts as in this circumstance.
And we'll go ahead right here.
Can you go over the casting process?
Can you go over the casting process?
I mean, I can go over, our casting process,
Yeah.
which is a little unique, I've heard from some people,
It's
but I
not.
think it's more like theater style.
It's very
It's very theater.
I'll amend that question a little bit. If you're gonna talk about your casting process broadly, did it change for this project for the
No, it did not. We ran our castings for this just like we always do, which is we do a first round of casting where we have them come in and cold read we do cold reads for this one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we did,
we
because
do-
Trevor hated it.
We do cold reads. We do cold reads from the script for our first round.
Trevor said, don't do it, and we said, we're gonna.
That's what we like to. Because we like to just kind of see an actor's instincts on the fly with no preparation. Then we do callbacks where we give them pieces of the script to prepare, and we put everyone in a room together and make them watch each other audition.
Yeah, we do like cattle call kind of callbacks, so it's everyone in the room at the same time, and everybody kind of knows you're called back for these roles, you're called back for these roles, and that way I can really like play with mix and match, like, okay, this is an assistant, a casting director, and this is an actor, we'll put the three of them together, see the chemistry.
Because auditions tell us you can act, callbacks tell us who has the best chemistry together.
Yeah, and who's the best fit for that specific role with this grouping, because I think that's important.
Chemistry is almost everything. Right?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so we are going to go ahead and wrap up this portion of the Q&A. Please give our mentors another round of applause. Thank you for we're going to bring the mentees up. And while they make their way to the stage, I'll go ahead and thank the sponsors again. I'll thank the Glenwood Arts for hosting us tonight and Kansas International Film Festival. Trevor, take it away.
Our mentees are coming down. All right, all right, all right.
All right, this is Bobby. He's the star of No Small Parts. Happy to have your time here with you, sir.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Okay. And so how do you get into character?
How do I get into character? I really just kind of focus on being in the moment and being present and trying to get in touch. I've got a strong improv background, so I use a lot of improv skills that inform me as to whatever posture or whatever sound or whatever voice this character needs to be making. It's just kind of inspired by that and feeling the moment and reading the script.
Okay. Now I have another question. Have you ever had to improvise, and how did it go?
I improvise a lot. I improvise within reason, especially when I'm on a film set. I try to respect the writers always, first and foremost, when they give us a script, and if we finally get that to shoot, you got to respect that because it takes a lot of work to get that script into shooting mode. But when given the opportunity from a director to be able to just play and improvise, that's always a treat because that's being able to use my craft.
All right. And what do you like most about this project?
What do I like most about this project? Other than the opportunity of being able to star in something that is just so absolutely cool, is just what it's brought out of this community. It's been really, really special, really amazing to see. The amount of hard work that people have donated their time, money, lots of money, equipment, expertise, skills that they have worked years on. It's hard to put into words. It really, it just swells my heart up. Be able to be a part of this, it's awesome.
And finally, what advice do you have for any aspiring actor looking to take on their first role?
Just start doing it. Do it even if you don't know how to do it. Just put in the work. For me, I always wanted to be an actor, and I didn't know what that meant. I thought you just go and be at the theater, and that's what it is a lot of the time, just go and be at the theater. But ultimately, it's just wanting to do it. Acting is an art, I feel, often based off of talking, and sometimes it gets in the way of the art. It's more importantly just to do it. Do the thing. Act. Don't talk. Act.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Bobby Miller Jr.
Appreciate it.
Uh-huh.
cinematography gonna be?
Thank you. I'm Wendy Thompson, who's one of the director mentees.
Jordan Taylor, one of the director mentees.
Hi, I'm Erin Bolton. I was a sound mentee.
I'm Ethan Smith. I was a lighting mentee.
I'm Travis Hampton. I was a directing mentee.
I'm Katie Addison. I was a director mentee. Excellent. For my first question, and I guess we can start with you, James, since you have it. Mike, is really broad also. What does it mean for a program like this to exist? And especially within the context of, we've got the tax film incident in Missouri now, and so we are gearing up for jobs. And so to have a mentor program, what does that mean?
Oh man, I loved it. It means a lot because it means we get to learn. So like Pat and Lolo were saying, like they didn't have the opportunity and they wanted to be that. And so being able to have the safe space to ask the stupid questions, the good questions, and not feel judged and not feel like, you know, you're out of place or, you know, wait to ask that question. It was just very safe, very open, and I loved it. It just was a great learning environment.
And I would like to hear anybody else who has a thought on it.
Yeah, no, it was an awesome experience. I think, you know, having, like they said, you know, just a safe space to ask questions is always something that's incredible. And like, if you're working on a project, you sometimes don't feel like you have a place to ask those questions. So having an environment where that is welcome and freely offered is an incredible thing.
Yeah, and when he said safe space and open, I would like to think of that as also if you say we're doing lighting, you could also listen to directing, listen to cinematography. They really, for someone who doesn't know, who's very, I don't know, kind of not really sure what he wants to do, this was great because I got to see the directors and not all of them necessarily working together, but also, you know, and go ask them questions and whatnot.
So even if you were paired with someone in a particular department, you were able to cross-pollinate?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was fun as hell, man. It was so awesome. It was such a really unique experience. I just learned about IFC last year. And so getting this chance to like work on a dream project and be able to know nothing about the film industry and then get to experience something was really cool. I knew nothing about sound and I learned a lot about sound from my incredible mentor. But as well, I got to see all the different kind of aspects come together, which was a really unique opportunity that probably people wouldn't get unless they went to film school or they were doing it independently. So I just feel like it was such an incredible opportunity, and I'm so grateful.
And let's take it deeper because we got a lot of mentees up here. Can you tell me what your background was and what experience you already had?
So I went to school previously for something that didn't interest me, and I just started going back to film school this last year, so I have like very minimal experience, and I kind of just shoot skits and stuff with my friends. And I think this was really important because just for the Midwest, it feels like I've heard of labs, but they seem out of reach. It's always like California, New York, maybe Chicago, but it's like nice to have something in Kansas City where you have a lot of filmmakers that get a chance to learn that maybe otherwise wouldn't have got it with this.
Do they just feel geographically out of reach, or do they ever feel, because when I was brand new trying to do stuff, I always felt intimidated and like I wasn't good enough to participate in this program or that. Did this program make you feel like I can do this?
Yeah, I think it definitely did. It started with the mentors too. They didn't make anybody feel dumb for not knowing things. They were really good about walking everyone through different processes and showing us how it's done. So I don't think it was really, they made it feel inclusive for you, because a lot of times it does feel like it's, oh, maybe I'm not good enough to start here, but it felt like they made that possible for us.
And so, yeah, and I was gonna say, I know that you have incredible experience, that you are a writer and that you've done dinner theater. I don't know if you still do, but I went on this fabulous bus tour that she coordinated, wrote and coordinated. And so being a mentee after all of that experience.
Yeah, thank you for saying that. that does kind of cover it. I've done a lot, mostly in live performance, but I am an actor, a film actor, and so I've been on sets a lot. But what I wanted to know was how different it was to direct film than theater, because it is different. Even though working with the actors would be similar, but there's an awful lot of technical stuff. So this was a wonderful opportunity. I just loved it. And I got to, you know, hang out on set and check like how the other departments communicate with each other. And that was very enlightening. I just found it to be an amazing opportunity. I was really glad to have the experience, and they made me very comfortable on set. I felt good working with my mentors, the directors, but also with all the other departments and the other mentees. It was a lot of fun.
I've been working for a while, but I've mostly been working on pretty small productions, experimental films, and you saw. And so to me, the biggest thing was working with a lot more people, working with a lot more experience, but also I got to play with the really cool toys in cinematography. You know, I had cameras that I would never be able to afford, you know, all this cool equipment. And, you know, so that was, you know, the biggest thing I got out of it at least.
That's pretty cool, to play with the movie-making toys, right? You know, I'm interested in how going through a process like this, playing with the toys, not wanting to go back but moving forward, how will it change your filmmaking? And if you weren't a part of the department that you protéged in, do you plan to switch or do more?
I will say, as I said, I'm probably not going to get to work with the scale of equipment we were able to use for a while. So but I did feel like I learned a lot, and I do feel like I know where to start now, kind of where to move up in terms of things visually, definitely.
Is that where Lights Off came in as a
Yeah.
sponsor, providing the equipment?
Yeah, I was gonna say a few shout outs later for people who, you know, weren't able to make it, but Max from Lights On brought his entire truck.
Lights On, did I say
Lights? Yeah, Lights On. No, Lights On KC brought his entire truck, everything that we possibly could use and then some at our disposal. Yeah, it was exceptional.
What was the question?
Just how this is going to change your filmmaking journey moving forward?
Oh gosh, it kind of opens up almost too much, a little bit for me anyway. I start thinking of things to write and wanting to direct things, and I'm gonna try if I have enough time. So yeah, to me it was very, very expansive.
I will say, I think we shot for 14 hours on Saturday, and I forget how long on Sunday. And then on Monday, I had to shoot something else. It was my own project, and I shot for 13 minutes. So, you know, there are different scales of production.
Always.
I think it was inspiring, and it was also like, yeah, there was a lot of the big toys and cool stuff, but one thing that the directors really pointed out to us is like, you don't need all of that. They really showed us like the whole process is so doable just with bare minimum stuff. And if you have a camera, you can shoot. It's just about the process and working together. And they really showed that side of things, that you don't necessarily need the cool big toys to make things happen. So that was really cool to see. And like you said, we can just go do it now. So
I actually got one of the last spots in sound. I didn't know anything about sound, so I learned a great deal. But what was really cool was learning that the sound person has to be on set at every take. It's like so obvious, but then you're there, and I'm like, oh, I have to be there, stand there, and like capture all that each time. And it was an incredible opportunity to get to see how the entire kind of filmmaking process worked, getting to see how the directors were directing actors, getting to watch how the camera work was done, the director of photography, and what everyone was doing. Getting to see the actors and the actor process, I think final cut, we don't see all the takes and the methods that the actors have to do to get all that captured on film. So it was so cool. And so this opportunity let me get to also like watch the director mentees working with their mentors, getting to see the production, getting to see the makeup, the sets, the designs. And so it really opens your eyes to this whole experience. So I don't know where the future will go, but it was really cool.
Sky's the limit. Well, for the last of you, I'm going to pose the same question to you because I want to go ahead and open it up to Q&A, get some in before we bring our writers up because we will hear from them as well. But I want to pose the same question to you, the programmatic question about how you see the program moving forward. How can we make sure that it does move forward, and then how would you build on it?
Oh my gosh, I feel unequipped to answer that question. I'm gonna be honest, I'm usually asking those, but I think what they've done is a great job of. I had no experience like going into film. I've been on 1 or 2 sets, and they still made me feel extremely comfortable and were extremely encouraging and made set such a great place to be for those 14-hour days that I don't know. Travis.
Put you on the spot. I like that you called me out like Dave. It felt like I was like a newscaster or something. I dig it. I think they did an incredible job so far, and I think continuing to create a space where people feel like they have a voice to ask those questions. Working on smaller sets, as I'm sure most of us have, as enthusiasts and people who want to be filmmakers and are filmmakers because we point cameras at stuff. Seeing an environment where there is designated positions and we don't have to wear so many hats, and learning specialized information is something that you don't get a whole lot. So having a space where it has that in itself is something that's amazing. And as long as they continue to grow and continue to create a space where there is an ability to ask questions, I think it's a great thing.
I think I'm going to cheat and kind of send your last 2 questions. So, for me, somehow I missed the memo about the program, or maybe I got intimidated by the application process. I don't know. But I went in for the audition. I think Lolo invited me to the audition. I never, in the 8 years that I've acted, I've never been to an audition like that, where you're auditioning in front of everybody and swapping out roles. But it's super efficient. And so, as a new director, I think I might steal that process for my next film. But when I saw that there were mentees and they went off to talk, and I'm like, what is going on? What's happening? There's a whole program? Can I be a mentor or a mentee? So I begged Lolo and Pat and Trevor to let me get in on the fun late in the process. So I think promoting it to let more people know that this opportunity exists and that it's not intimidating and that it's very open and very cool, so that they aren't afraid to join in on the fun and sign up.
That's fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, any questions from our folks in the audience for the mentees? If you have questions, if you can, please stand. There we go.
How great were the actors to work with on set?
They were awesome.
I do want to shout out Bobby because, like we were saying, seeing actors on set, it was 2 different days. He went from being really hot for 7 hours straight to being really cold, being half naked outside, going through all the meetings. So shout out to you for putting up with all that. It was crazy to be able to see all that. So good on you.
By the way, Bobby's the vice president, so he can't sue. Outside it's cold. Okay.
Read the contract.
Right here. Okay. Yes, how long was the program, and what was the end goal? Did y'all have a homework assignment, a project? What was the end goal out of it, and how long was the program?
So the question is, how long was the program? How long were you signed up as mentees? And then what was the end goal? Was it simply just to make the film? Or did you have a project of your own that you needed to accomplish? Is that the question? Yes.
I guess I can try and answer the directors, so, because I think our process was probably the longest, because we got to work with them in the pre-production. So we started doing like all the shot listing and all that with them, and then we went through the entire process of shooting, so we didn't really have any like homework, it was really just showing up and learning, and they even gave us printouts of scripts and shot lists to look over at on our own time. So the end goal was really just learning the entire process, but we got to be there from the beginning to the end.
In sound, we just showed up during production, so we were there for the 3 days to capture all of the sound. So we did all of our learning on site. So it was actually really cool because I wasn't aware of the amount of technology that it took and the different types of items that were necessary. So that was really eye-opening. And so I think one of the greatest things about this kind of mentor-mentee partnership and matching is that you don't have to have a lot of experience if you just have the desire to learn. So you can show up and kind of get plugged in because the mentors were so great at teaching us every day. Brilliant.
So the end project for all of you was the film?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, we're gonna end it right there so we can have some time to talk with the writers. We're gonna try to get out of here as close to 9:30 as possible. We're gonna give a round of applause and congratulations on completing the program.
It's a video.
Oh.
Very chill.
Hey, I know you.
Howdy, howdy.
He's so cute, I could kiss you.
Oh, what's up? What are you doing there? What's up, man?
Like every time I see you.
Travis! Guys, I'm not really good. Travis! Oh, fantastic. Qui-Gon, yes. Let's go. I'll get you a Qui-Gon jet.
That way, There we go. There we go. All right. That's fine. Pop through there so I can see you in the back. There we go. There we go.
Our riders are coming up. JD was texting to make sure everybody knows that it is Ward Parkway Lanes at 95th and State Line. You're already on 95th Street, people. And we do have the lanes from now until 1 a.m. I don't know who stays out till 1 a.m. anymore. That's silly, but just wanted to make sure everybody knew that.
And by the way, there were 24 mentees in total.
Oh my.
We had 24 mentees, and I believe the count is accurate, 12 of which were women. So, or behind the camera, right, and those type of things. That's a pretty strong statistic that you don't typically see behind the camera. So, and just a quick shout out real quick to some of our mentors who are not here, Director of Photography, Devontae Brown. And, assistant camera, making comments. As we mentioned before, lighting and everything else, Max Monahan. One Day Sound, Zach Carroll, and then somebody who was involved quite a bit in this, also the producer who also had a pretty large team of mentees, Ashley Mayer.
And then while we are putting our hands together, let's go ahead and give another round of applause for Jamie and Trevor and the entire team who can see how they're contributing to this program. And then also Tim Harvey, who's, I would say, the source material. Okay, so the visionaries, here we go. Well, let's go ahead and talk about the process. First, you worked as a writing duo.
Yep.
To bring this to page.
Yeah. For most of the stuff that we write, we're a writing duo, yeah.
How many of you know them already? Yeah. Y'all are famous. There was, what year was this that you were at Fringe and had the Red Death? I think about this thing all the time.
We typically do theater, and we've done, do a lot of shows at the Kansas City Fringe Festival in July, and we've done 15 years. Something like that. We do a show every year, so 15 shows.
So Red Death was, I think.
Red Death was
15?
2000.
It was an opera.
15, something
Oh
like
my
that.
mind. And so very rich tapestry, I think that's what you work in, I think that's what we see here. How much of this was, all right, I think you requested, tell me about the concept and how you conceived of the story. We'll start there.
Several years ago, I spoke at a meeting at the IFC, and this woman came up to me afterwards, and she gave me her card, which I still have, right here, and it's got her picture on it and her name, and it says, background actor. And that's what she was. All she wanted to do was be on a movie set in the background. She didn't want lines, she didn't want a role, she didn't want a job or anything else. She just wanted to be in the background on movie sets. And she
It literally says that on the back. I just want to be in the background.
and well, that kind of inspired us to come up with this idea of an actor. How does an actor audition for this part? You know, you might see someone you know in a commercial. I know they make a lot of commercials here locally, and you might see an actor you know, and you go, they had to audition for that part. And sometimes they have to make a fool of themselves, but, you know, it's like, they were happy to get that role, you know, and happy to get paid, so. And we're two people who actually read the credits to movies and see who's on.
I always stay for the below line, yes.
We're the last ones out. We're watching every single word.
So we're very aware of who the bit players are, and who is like, oh, who is that guy? You know that guy.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where it all started.
So that's the kernel. I want to know about the process, and because you did this specifically for this program.
It actually was first written as a 10-minute stage play. And then when I heard about the program, I kind of adapted it into a screenplay and changed things here and there to make it more like a screenplay. Yeah.
And was the thought process just to write a screenplay, or did you think about writing a screenplay that would create the components of a mentorship program?
That's given us a lot of credit. No, it's just
Yeah, I didn't know anything about the mentorship program, sorry.
Okay, well then how do they find you?
How do they find
If
it?
you didn't know anything about the mentorship program.
Well, when we wrote it,
Sure,
I didn't know.
No, it was an open call, and there were several scripts that were entered into the, I don't know how many, several scripts that were entered, and it came down to like 3 finalists, and they had a night where they did readings of all the finalists, and everybody got to pick the ones they liked best. And so we happened to be one of the finalists, and I guess people liked our script, and that's kind of how it all came to pass.
Oh, so there was like a little writer's contest component to it.
All the finalists are here, by the way.
All of the finalists are here?
2 of them are.
Okay, you want all y'all to know that 2 of the other finalists are here for the writers contest. You want to raise your hands so we can give you a round of applause? That's right. Oh, that's very interesting. I don't know if I remember that from the early stages. I'm going to go ahead and open it up for some questions because we are going to get you on over to that bowling alley here. Any questions? And go ahead, if you can, please stand.
Yeah, I just had a question since you mentioned that you'd written this prior to knowing about it even being a film. Was the original version of the script about theater actors, and did you change it to modify it for film?
Great question. Was the original version, because it was for the stage, about theater actors rather than?
I think Brian had the initial idea, and I was an actor for a number of decades, and he was like, hey, tell me about some of the craziest auditions you've ever had. And I was like, okay, sit down. Because auditioning is really, really hard. And so I just had a whole bunch of stories from me and some people that I knew. And we were like, sometimes it's just you do everything in an audition, and then they just, one audition that I had is they literally had us have me do, hey, I'm actually a theater actor.
Yeah! From the old school, right? We know how to project.
So, yeah, do I need that? No. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Do it. I'm told do it. Yeah. So anyway, so there was that one that I did the monologue, and they said, do you have another one? And I did another one, and they said, do you have another one? And I did another one, and they said, oh, do you have, and what's your song? And I did my song. They said, oh, do you have another one? And then I said, yeah, sure. And I did another one. And I left there, and I had done like 4 monologues and 3 songs, and they said, well, you know, everything's cast for this season. And that was kind of what happened and where that went.
But yes, it was always written for film because in theater you don't really have bit parts. So it was all about film.
Right on. And we're going to, Tim, you have a question?
for film, it's the writer ends up being the director or the editor. They're often with the process through the beginning to the end. Not always the case. There are other times when you're the writer of the film, and then you give them the script, and they go off and they make your movie, and then you see it. It can be a very interesting process, because when you're making a film, you kind of make it 3 times: when you write it, when you film it, and when you edit it.
Are you asking them, are they pleased with the end product?
You got an appetite. Blind cameraman's best friend.
Oh, yeah. Saying no, just who you were.
A thrift store
That's,
Well,
yeah, that's.
not only yes, that, but also there's that, what ended up on the screen versus what was in your head when looking at the page. These are always different things.
Yes.
And we still have bowling. We have bowling too.
Written the script,
It's the longest question tonight.
or acted in a film, or done any role, has an idea what things are going to be like.
Sure.
And then you see the finished product.
Sure.
It's always different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
and
doesn't mean it's worse. Hopefully, it's better different.
Sometimes it's exactly the same thing.
but I actually really enjoy this question, but I would like to kind of take it to another angle. If we can ask what you envisioned and what you saw, how do you think it was affected by going through a mentorship program rather than these filmmakers producing it on their own?
That's a tougher question.
Tougher. Okay, I was trying.
No, you have a script on a piece of paper. It's not going to be the same as what you end up on film or on video. And you expect that, and you understand that, and you know there's a process to it.
And we go into film because it's collaborative.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want that process, and we're on the spot, but I can say it's very pleased with the results. I could say it's like 90% what I was expecting the film to be, and a lot of what they added, the other 10% was really good ideas that improved the story. So I was very pleased with it, very
Yeah.
happy.
No, I think.
And I'm not just saying that because all the filmmakers at this moment. So.
No, I think the cast was really strong. Oh. I think the cast was very strong. I really like that. They did an awesome job, really. I'm not kidding. And I think that it was really close to what I was thinking. That what they did add was all the cutaways to the bank. Is that we did not write that, and I think that it worked really well. I think it was a great idea. So that was fantastic.
Well, I don't have a dog in the fight, and I'm going to say that the end product was beautiful, and I want to congratulate you all for the work that you've done here. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up, if that's okay, because I think everybody wants to get their bowling on. Go ahead and give the writers another round. Give the mentors, mentees, and current presidents. I guess they're flowers. Anybody bring? Okay. No?
Marsha, Marsha. There you go.
Folks, that's it. Real quick, just a thank you and a thought. The thank you is also, I don't think I did thank the writing review team. So we actually did have a committee, so raise your hand if you were part of the script collection team. So please raise your hand. Thank you guys very much. Thank you very much, Stephen, for actually run part of that. So thank you very much for that. And I just thought about this when I was listening to everything, and that was, if I can get this to properly on my phone. Okay. It's a quote, I can't get the whole thing on, but it doesn't matter because I think pretty much everybody heard it. And I think this was a lot of work. And I do think this was hard. And I think that there's a lot of people that worked really hard on this film and through this whole process, and a lot of the people are here tonight. And it makes me think of, appropriately, in A League of Their Own. It's supposed to be hard. If it wasn't hard, everyone would do it. The hard is what makes it worth it. It's what makes it great. You guys made a great film. Thank you very much. Go party, go celebrate, you earned it, and thank you very much, Lonita. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Go bowl, go have fun. Go celebrate.
Make it look good. Watch yourself, huh? Yeah, you make it look good. Don't let it watch yourself, huh? Cause you make it look good. Watch yourself, huh? You make it look good.